Bernie Sanders demands wage hikes, gets smacked by his own stupidity. By Adam Casalino, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. Senator Bernie Sanders spoke in California in a bid for radical wage hikes. He claimed that he cared about the everyman and working class. Yet, viewers were quick to expose his own stupidity on the subject. Perhaps he's not a friend to the working man, as he claims. Bernie Sanders is a communist. That's no big secret. He likes to call himself a democratic socialist. That's nice. You can dress up your label all you want, Bernie. You still want to turn free America into a dictatorship. Bernie represents the very worst in liberal politics. Big government, massive spending, and a dead economy. He only gained steam during the presidential primaries because he promised free tuition to college students. Big surprise, those lazy entitled children suddenly felt the burn. They wouldn't feel the same when they entered the job market and realized over half of their paychecks would have been taken in taxes. Guess Bernie forgot to mention that in his rallies. Despite his massive loss, he still bothers Americans with his toxic Soviet plans. He wants to punish wealthy, hardworking Americans with high taxes and regulation. Business owners will suffer the most, as Bernie's leftist politics makes it impossible to turn a profit. All those workers he promises to help, they're not going to be doing so well after they are let go. That hasn't stopped this democratic socialist from traveling all the way to California to champion massive minimum wage hikes. Funny how he doesn't push for this in his home state. These radical policies where the government saddles businesses with ridiculous demands only seem to take off in the West Coast. I guess all the white super elite rich folks of Vermont rejected them. Bernie pushed for more government-forced wage hikes at a rally at Disneyland. He demanded the stage require companies to pay much more to their unskilled entry-level workers. But observers were quick to note Bernie's hypocrisy on the matter. His wage increase would result in the loss of thousands of jobs. In recent comments he made, all but celebrated the loss of work for numerous working class folks. U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders rallied California's Disneyland resort workers in Anaheim on Saturday in support of a state wage increase measure that some say would cost the state thousands of jobs. In the same speech, Sanders also praised Disney CEO Bob Iger for canceling ABC's Roseanne after its star's recent Twitter meltdown, even though the sitcom's shutdown reportedly threw hundreds of crew members out of work. While touting himself as a friend of the working man, Bernie has come all this way to support a measure that will result in thousands of lost jobs for the people of Anaheim. Todd Amnett, CEO of the Anaheim Chamber of Commerce, said in a written statement, source Fox News. Government-forced minimum wage hikes are one of the most obvious voter scams I've ever seen. Democrats push it, knowing low-income people will be on board. Perhaps it will get these con artists more votes during an election, but they never tell the voters that wage hikes result in lost jobs. Companies can only pay so much to their employees. They have to turn a profit to stay in business. But even a minor increase in wages when they can't afford it will force the company to make serious changes. Many small businesses can't raise their prices. Customers will go somewhere else. So they have two options: go out of business or lay people off, lay them off. Bernie Sanders gets away with pushing his idiotic notion by attacking big companies like Disney. Obviously, Disney has plenty of money to spread around, people like him say. Shouldn't they contribute more to the working man? Democrats like Bernie hate wealthy business owners. He doesn't think they deserve their hard-earned success. In his warped mind, they should pay to support the poor and working class of this country. That include massive taxes and forced wage increases. Bernie never mentions how those politics hurt small businesses and ultimately workers. Uncle Bernie also recently praised socialist ABC for canceling Roseanne over a tweet. Apparently, this senator forgot all the people ABC was firing, including union workers and laborers. Whoops. You see, people like Bernie hate the capitalistic roots of our country. They don't want you to work hard to earn a good living. Bernie doesn't think you deserve private wealth and success. He likes all socialists, wants everyone equally poor, except for himself, of course. Compare that to President Donald Trump. His historic tax cut bill has resulted in increased wages for millions of Americans. He doesn't force companies to do it. Trump simply slashes taxes, giving companies more money. Naturally, they use it to reward their staff. What a surprise! Companies aren't the greedy, evil institutions Bernie says they are. Perhaps he'll learn something. Probably not. Yeah, bottom line. This is what this Bernie Sanders, he just puts his foot in his mouth when he's speaking, actually. That's basically it. And the kids want free college. I wouldn't even bother with college unless you're talking about a specialized field. They just indoctrinate people anyway, and they charge you a fortune to get no kind of information on anything. They just indoctrinate you at the universities today, as you can see what's going on in the universities, pushing the socialist agenda. Bernie Sanders is one loser in my book. But again, they did say he wants everybody poor in a sense, except himself, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.